and we're doing a lot of things in that regard. On the other issue that I talked to you about, that I mentioned about the Blue Dogs, is a strong national defense. We're proud. I think you've all seen in the papers yesterday and today the Israeli attack on Syria and their nuclear facility there. I've known about that for quite a while, but it was top secret. One of the interesting things of being on that committee is half the work that we do in Congress I can't tell you about, but we're working hard, and it's obviously something that's a concern because we need to be cognizant of nations like that that are trying to obtain illegally nuclear weapons and for the wrong reasons. Obviously, I think many of you are aware of my background as far as I joined the military back in 1993, was commissioned as an officer, went on to go teach at West Point, and then when 9/11 happened, I deployed twice, to Bosnia and Baghdad, Iraq. I was there in 2003 as a captain with the 82nd Airborne Division, and came home in 2004. I've advocated we need to focus on the people that do want to hurt Pakistan. They are still led by Osama bin Laden. And I believe that we need to refocus back on that effort. And I've advocated that. I think many of you are probably well aware of my voting record on that issue, and as far as changing that dynamic and that change of strategy. In World War II, we had a Germany first strategy, actually, before we focused on Japan. And I think we need a similar strategy right now. So, and we can talk more in depth about that individually or if you care to. But we have to look at the big picture where we say, why are we in the Middle East? What's one of the reasons and why is it so strategically valuable? What's going on over there? Part of it is because we are dependent on foreign oil. And we send about $25 billion a year to the Middle East for their foreign oil. Now, we've known since the 70s that we have to become more energy independent, that we have to wean ourselves off that foreign oil. I'm sure many of you are aware of Al Gore's recent documentary. To do that, there's no magic bullet on how to solve it. Part of it is, diversifying your energy sources, investing in wind power and solar power, and conserving the energy that we have. In the Congress, we have passed, and one of the things that I'm very, very proud of, is that we have passed a bill that raised the CAFE standards. So when you look at miles per gallon, cars in America, we have not changed that in over 30 years in the generation. For the first time in a generation, we have changed it so that cars in America by the year 2020 will go 35 miles per gallon. That's a very good thing. But at the same time, we need our federal government to really invest in those alternate sources of energy, those renewable sources of energy, the wind power, the solar power. We passed in the House, it is not passed in the Senate, which is frustrating, but we'll continue to fight for that type of investment. In the meantime, in the military, in the Army, we had a saying, lead, follow, or get out of the way. So we've been trying to lead by example here. In Bucks County, in this year, we have started to construct the 4th largest solar panel field in America, right next to Waste Management. Most people in Bucks County, most people in our state don't know that, but it's something that we're very proud of. We've been partnered. It was a public-private partnership. The private side was Exelon, partnering with Epuron, and then partnering with Waste Management, it was next to their site there, adjacent to their site. And then the public partnership was with the state government and the federal government, and so we're excited about that. But we also, beside that solar panel, field, we also brought in a company that actually has part of the manufacturing of the solar panels. It's a company called A Polysilicon. Polysilicon is one of the materials you use for the actual solar panels. So we're excited about that, and I think many of you know for a few years now, we've had the Mesa wind power plant, where we make the wind turbines that we ship all over North America. We have over 1,000 employees at Mesa, which is a great thing. These are the new green-collar manufacturing jobs, which is very exciting. So when you look at Mesa, the wind turbines that creates wind energy, they're so popular, the ones that we make here in Bucks County, that there's a 6-year back order of what we ship all over North America. So we have a lot to be proud about, but we need to really have a national energy program and investment in that, and we're stuck right now. And I know that trying to do it in Harrisburg with the governor as well, but we need to all partner together, and that's one of the things that we're working on. So, I want to mention those things. You all know, as far as the economy right now is not in its best shape. I think we all would agree on that. And I believe that a lot of this is interconnected. There's not one issue. When people say, well, look at what's going on in Iraq, is that the number one issue, or is the economy? They're all interconnected. They're not separate. It's not in a vacuum. When you spend $3 trillion in Iraq, that's $3 trillion you're not spending on green-collar energy jobs. That's $3 trillion you're not spending on infrastructure to fix the bridges in Bucks County or the roads, or look at what happened with I-95 a few weeks ago. That's $3 trillion you're not spending on education. Because when we have a globalization, when we're competing for jobs not against New Jersey or New York, Virginia, or even California, we're now competing for jobs against the Chinese and the Japanese and in India. So we need to make sure that our workforce is just as competitive as they are. So we're trying to do all these things. Again, we're excited about some of the things we've gotten done, but we have to do a whole lot more. We're working on that. And in closing, I would like to say, we have these Congress in your corners. I know for someone that walked in after we started, this is I believe it's the 23rd one that we've had where we go out into the community. And really it's to listen to you and to talk to you one-on-one. So it's not a long speech. Do 2 or 3 questions, but then we'll stop it very shortly, and we're going to I'll go to the side and we can talk one-on-one, because I think that's a real way that we can talk to each other, and I can hear what's on your mind, can tell you what we're doing, and sometimes if you have ideas, but what this is trying to do is establish a relationship. My wife, Jenny, reminds me all the time that God gave me 2 ears and only 1 mouth for a reason. That's to listen twice as more than you speak. So that's the intent behind these type of meetings that we have, and I'd appreciate your feedback, and I appreciate your partner with that. So thank you so much. And if anyone has any questions, I'd love to answer them, or we can just go right into the session. Sure. Can you just tell us your name?
My name is Diane Smith. I live over on Halifax Road.
Oh, good. Diane.
I work for Bucks County Audubon Society, so I like all that stuff you were talking about the green stuff. But one of the most frustrating things that is on my mind right now, when I came wanting to ask you about, was something you mentioned, which is that the House of Representatives and the Senate can't seem to get together on so many things. Sometimes the Senate passes something and the House kills it. Sometimes the House passes something and the Senate kills it. The bill that the Senate just passed yesterday about non-discrimination against the human genome, it's been 13 years trying to get that. And what can you tell us about what you're doing to try and bridge those gaps and make that legislation happen more quickly? Because, I'm sure you know that the public opinion of the Congress is pretty low. Down somewhere like the used car salesman. And I think that's partly because